Well, hello, my Academy of Online Success family. Hope you are all doing well. My name is Alexander Herring. Welcome to this special edition of Sunday Night Live. My special guest this week is Roger Bicknell of the UK. Let me know if you can hear me okay and see my screen okay by putting in two yeses or two Y's in your question box so I can make sure that you can hear me okay. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, from the UK. Very good. People can hear me and they can see my screen. Well, thank you for tuning in. This is a holiday weekend here in the United States, so I thought we would do something a little bit different and have a special event for those folks who are in the academy but are in the UK or Ireland or Europe or North Africa or the Middle East, people who are in time zones that when we have our normal sessions of Sunday Night Live, it's very late at night for them. So it's inconvenient for them. And I thought, well, since it's a holiday weekend here in the US, let's do something different. Let's do something special for our folks over there. So that's what we're doing here. Now, the format of this presentation that we do is that it is live, and we talk about the Academy of Online Success products, opportunity, and interview someone who is in the Academy of Online Success and having success using those products, and that opportunity is working for them. So today, my guest is Roger Bicknell of the UK, and we've spoken a number of times. He's a great guy and is working and putting the products to use, and he's building his list and he's driving traffic and he's making sales and having fun, I think. So we're going to talk with him in a little bit. But first of all, let's talk about the Academy of Online Success products, because we are a product company, and it's so important that we are a product company, because there are things out there that are opportunities, but if you look behind the opportunity, you'll see that maybe there isn't really much of a product there, and we did not want to be that kind of company. We want people to see tremendous value in the products that we deliver and use products and be able to have customers buy those products and use those products to have success online without needing to be part of the opportunity. So the opportunity is great, and we certainly recommend everybody take advantage of the opportunity, but the products stand alone. The products have intrinsic value, and they are standalone value. So let's talk a little bit about what they are. Well, as the name of our company implies, our products are aimed at helping people have success online. And by success online, we mean being able to make money online. And it doesn't have to be with our opportunity, as I mentioned. It can be making money in selling anything online. We want to teach people how to make money, or if they're already making money, how to make more, how to have more success. Because we have products and training that is applicable to someone who's brand new to making money on the internet, as well as people who are advanced, very advanced. In fact, there are products and training that are things that only a tiny, tiny percentage of people have implemented in their business before. So we have everything in between, from absolute beginner training all the way up to someone who's very experienced. And we have people and have interviewed people right on the Academy of Online Success in the past who fit into both categories, both profiles of that type of a person. So the products that we start out with are the Instant Traffic Bootcamp and the List Mastery course, and you get both of those right at the $25 level. And what they get at, as the name suggests, the Instant Traffic Bootcamp helps people to drive traffic. People, viewers, eyeballs, whatever you want to call it. We call it traffic to a website. Any website, doesn't matter what you're selling. We teach people how to build a capture page, how to follow up with the people. The List Mastery teaches people how to follow up with their subscribers the right way, how to make offers to those subscribers, how to turn subscribers into money, because that's what it really comes down to. Anybody who's had success online, I mean, really consistently has success online, has mastered these things. They know how to drive traffic, they know how to build a list, and they know how to manage that list to be profitable. And we teach people many different ways of driving traffic in the Instant Traffic Bootcamp, paid ways as well as free ways to drive traffic to any website. Doesn't matter if you're selling hair products or dating solutions or financial products or home business products or the Academy of Online Success. And then teach people how to make the most money from driving that traffic, because you can make some money, but if you do things right, you could see double or triple the results from that same list of subscribers than someone who doesn't have the same training. So we teach people how to do those things the right way to make the most money from the traffic they drive and the subscribers they build. Now, the 30-day challenge, our next product, is it's a more advanced product, and you're going to be ready for more advanced after you've implemented the Instant Traffic Bootcamp and List Mastery. And it's no need to have to implement them at the same time. Lots of people join the $25 level, and they learn and they put things into place and they start making money, and then later they take advantage of the 30-day challenge. Now, the 30-day challenge, just as the name says, is a 30-day course. It's 30 mini courses, if you will. So each day is different, and you're learning different things every day, looking over our founder, Paul Birdsall's shoulder, while he's on his computer, showing you exactly what to do that day. Each day is a different skill, mindset, combined with nuts and bolts kind of training. And every day you follow along, looking at his computer screen on video tutorials, and then you're given homework so that you can not just watch, but you actually do. And we all know that the best way to learn is to use all your different senses and actually wind up doing. So you watch someone else who teaches you, then you internalize that knowledge and you actually do what you're being taught to do, and come back the next day after you've done your homework. And it might only be a 5 or 10 minute kind of homework, but you implement that day, and then the next day you're ready for more. So you could be internalizing this knowledge over this course and you could take as long as you want. It's 30 days of training, but you might do it in 60 days or 90 days, whatever you can move at your pace, because they are video tutorials. But once you have that knowledge in your head and you're implementing it, that'll be knowledge you can take advantage of for years, forever. For 5 or 10 years from now, you could be making money from the things you learn in these courses. Finally, the Residual Advertising Blueprint product is a more advanced product yet, and teaches people sort of the other side of traffic driving, which is, on the front end, Instant Traffic Bootcamp. The Residual Advertising Blueprint is about building traffic over the long term. We show you how to build websites and other internet tools, how to do things that are going to build traffic over many months and years, so that you can build things today and 3 years from now you could be making money. For example, wouldn't it be nice if in 3 years you have an income of $3,000 a month from things we teach you in the residual advertising blueprint. Now, that could be on top of all of the income you're making from the training and instant traffic bootcamp and list mastery and the 30-day challenge. So your total income could be far more than $3,000 a month. But the residual advertising blueprint income is building that long-term residual passive income, set it and forget it type of income. Paul says he wishes he had done way more of this years ago than he did. And now you've got the opportunity to do it from the get-go, because it does just keep bringing the checks just show up every week. And these websites that you set up could be making money for you years and years from now. So those are our products. Let's talk a little bit about our opportunity, because there is a very significant opportunity inside of the Academy. And what I'm going to show you is a 10-week retirement plan, which I know sounds incredible, hard to believe. I'm going to show you how to turn $25 into $50,000 a month in 10 weeks, just sharing your Academy of Online Success affiliate link from just 4 paid members. So does this mean that I'm promising you this is what's going to work for you or for anybody else? No, of course not. This is just an example. It's an illustration of the compensation plan, so you can kind of understand how it works. It's not a example of what someone's actually done or what you're going to do. But you want to learn how the plan works, because it is incredibly powerful, and it is powerful enough for someone to get started for only $25 and generate 100% commissions and break even on your first product. So in other words, your $25 product, you bring someone into the business, and now they're paying essentially for your product. That makes sense. So your product is free after you bring in your member, because of the 100% commissions. You get paid directly into your bank account. We have this all automated, so it's really it's global. Get paid directly into your bank account, or you can put it on a debit card, etc. It's all electronically handled, and it's not like we're cutting checks in our basement or something. Totally online. So this is what I'm going to show you. And remember, I said you're only referring 4 members. In my example here, you're only referring 4 members into our $25 program. And the way it works is you keep your first and third person, and the second and fourth get passed up to your trainer and sponsor, which now some people look at that and they say, what? I want to keep all of them. Why would that be a good deal for me to pass up 2 people? I'm going to show you, stick with me here, because I'm going to show you how important it is to have this pass up structure. So in week 1, you get 4 people in the door who become customers of the Academy of Online Success, and you pass up to your upline trainer, and you keep 2. So that's 2 times 25 is $50. So we're off. Week 2, your 2 people get their 4. Each of them get 4. Remember, you're not getting more. Just people are starting to duplicate what you did. They pass up 2 each to you. For 4 new people, that's $100. Now you have $150 monthly income. Week 3, your 4 get their 4, and they pass up 2 of them each to you for 8 new people. 8 times 25 is $200. Now up to $350 a month income. It's starting to get more interesting. Week 4, your 8 people, you haven't gotten any more yourself. Now remember, people are just duplicating they come in the business and they get 4, and then they're done, and then those 4 get 4. They pass up 2 of them each to you for a total of 16 new people. 16 times 25 is $400. Now you have a $750 monthly income in 30 days. Not too shabby. For a lot of people, that's a car payment or rent or a significant chunk of a mortgage. Maybe you can cut some hours at work. Week 5, your 16 get their 4. They pass up 2 each to you for 32 new people. 32 times 25 is $800. Now you have a $1,550 monthly income, and it's only 5 weeks in. Week 6, this is where we get to the point where here in the US, this is a average monthly income for America for a family of four. Your 32 people get their four. They pass up two each to you for 64 new people. 64 times 25 is $1,600. You now have a $3,150 monthly residual income. That's where it starts getting pretty interesting there, because that's, you're paying off significant debt, or you're paying off a car, or paying down a mortgage. It becomes serious money. Maybe one spouse can quit their job. It just it it anybody is going to look at that and say, this is starting to get really interesting. And we're only now 7 weeks in. 64 people get there before they pass up two each for 128 new people times $25. That's $3,200. You now have a $6,350 monthly income. See how this grows? It gets pretty shocking. Remember, we only have 3 weeks left, so we're still going to get a lot more growth here, and it does happen. Just watch. Week 8, 128 get their four. They pass up two of them each to you for 256 new people. That's $6,400 of new income. Now you have $12,750 monthly income. Now, for most people, you're now talking about over $100,000 a month year income. It's really good money. I don't care where in the world you live. And we're only 60 days in. And in our example, our illustration here, showing you how this program can work. Now your 256 get four. They pass up two each for 512 new people. That's 12,800. You now have a $25,000 monthly income. I don't care who you are. If you're Donald Trump, or I should use maybe a British example. Let's see. Who's the guy, the Virgin Airways guy? Branson. Even Branson would think this is a pretty decent amount of money, I would tell you, right? We'll ask Roger if he would agree with me. Anybody who gets to this level, and this is week 10 now, 512 get their four. They pass up two each to you. That's 1,024 new people. That 25,600 gets added on to the 25,000 you already had. So I told you we'd get to a $50,000 a month income plus, and we did. Now, is it going to happen this way exactly for you or for someone else? No, I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying this is how the compensation plan works. It can work where you invest $25 and you get four paid members yourself. I didn't say you get four every day or four every week or 400, just four. You get four. And you could be making $50,000 a month of residual income. But let's just say everything I just said fails by 90%. It doesn't work that way. Even pretend it takes, instead of 10 weeks, it takes 10 months. You'd still have over a $5,000 a month income. So my point is, it's a very powerful opportunity. We have products that are incredibly valuable that teach people step by step how to make money online. And then we have this opportunity on top of it with this very powerful recurring revenue, residual income, and massive leverage from these pass-up sales. And you can make significant money from it. Now, hang on a second, though. How many people will refer more than four? Because Roger refers way more than four people. He doesn't have to just stop at four. In my example, you just got four and that was it. But no, people can get four every week if they want to. You could get four a day. I know people who do. It's very doable. So you can get many more than four. And people who you bring into the business, someone out there, there's another Roger, and that person could join you in the business. And then they're passing sales and customers up to you they could be getting 4 every week or 4 every day, helping you make money. So it's important to keep that in mind. And I didn't even tell you that we have products that are more. I told you we have more products. I walked through the products, but I didn't tell you what they cost and what the commission is. Well, those are 100% commission products as well. So you could be making sales of 100% commission of $100 product. That's 4 times the income in my example that I was showing you. I was only showing you $25 product sales. So you have to keep in mind that this is a very powerful compensation plan. There's a lot of opportunity in it. I don't want to blow your minds by getting into too much of the details, but I suggest anybody who was invited to be on this webinar and hasn't taken a look inside the Academy, get back with the person who invited you and take a look. So with that, I'm going to bring on Roger. I think he's going to say the same thing, that you should take a serious look at the Academy and get back with the person who invited you to this presentation. And he's going to tell us how he's been using the training inside and how he's making money. And Roger, this is the point where I now ask you to raise your hand up.
Unmuted.
Roger.
Good evening, Alec. Are you well?
Good evening. Good evening there in the UK, my friend.
Are you having a good Memorial weekend?
We are. Thanks for remembering. Memorial Day is the day of remembrance for us here in the United States, remembering armed forces, our soldiers, and those who have perished in all of our history. So it's a long weekend here, and it's kind of a special weekend over there. At least for sporting fans, I hear there was some.
There's a lot of sport on this weekend in Europe.
Big
Monaco
match.
Grand Prix. There's a test match going on. There's been a big memorial service day up at Liverpool to commemorate the Battle of the Atlantic.
Oh, really?
Which was the biggest or the longest campaign of the Second World War. In fact, it went on for virtually the whole duration of the war.
Right.
So that's been celebrated today as well.
I did not know that took place.
And so I saw it on the news a few minutes ago.
Well, Roger, we've talked a few times before, and I think I told you that I lived in England. It's been a while. I was a little kid, but it was in 75 and 76, and I lived near Cambridge. I told you that, right?
Yes. Yep.
And I remember looking up in the sky on certain days. It must have been certain military remembrance holidays, and I remember seeing the Lancaster escorted by the 2 Spitfires that would fly over occasionally. Do you ever see that?
Just south of Cambridge, of course, you've got Duxford, which was one of the fighter group headquarters airfields for the Battle of Britain. And it's now got part of the Imperial War Museum there.
Oh, so they have a lot of airplanes.
They've got Spitfires and things there. And of course they have big days for 15th of September and other days in the summer when they have air shows on. I called in there one day last year and I walked into a hangar and there were some chaps just doing a service on a Spitfire. And the love and attention that aircraft was getting was out of this world.
Well, I'm glad they're taking care of the ones that are left. So, Roger, tell me a little bit about how you got into the home-based business world. Have you been in it a long time? Did you start with traditional opportunities like traditional MLM products, soaps and pills and powders? Did you have home parties? Tell me about all of this, how it got started.
Um, my career was in the army, and after the first Gulf War, I came out on the redundancy packages when our politicians saw that, or thought there was a dividend to be made from peace. Little did they
Mm-hmm.
realise what they were playing with. Um, and I was introduced to NSA, which in the days of water filters.
Okay.
And I started doing that, and I had a little success with that. They then had a change in tack with their Juice Plus product, which was a superb product, in fact. Um, though I don't actually use that myself now, I've moved on to other uh, health products from that
Okay.
day. Um, After that, I suppose I did that up until nearly 98, 99.
Oh, okay. So
Well,
you've been
I
you've been
moved
at this
into
home
the
business stuff
I
for a
moved
while.
into the telecoms industry then, which euphony, which was on a similar line to Excel Communications, I think, became quite big
Mm-hmm.
in this country, and I was fairly successful with that.
Okay. So
Um,
you've done quite a few things.
yes, communications is something you're doing in the army the whole time anyway. So
Mm-hmm. And how are
doing
you marketing in those days?
uh, using the telephone, ringing people you knew, and getting leads from people. And if someone didn't want to do anything, you'd ask them, "Do you know anyone else who might be interested?"
Okay. So
Uh,
you were doing the old-fashioned
Fashion,
smiling and dialing.
yeah, and then taking them to meetings.
Uh-huh. At hotels or at people's
At
houses?
hotels, we would run them. I was helped run a meeting not far from Stafford every week.
Hmm.
Um, but of course, that takes a lot of work.
It does.
Um,
It does. So you, at some point, you discovered the internet.
yes. Well, I then did the network marketing business seemed to die naturally in the UK at that stage.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was convinced, though, that we had to find something on the internet. And it was in my searching for that that I came across Chase Swift.
Uh-huh.
Um, this was
You're
about 4 years ago.
mm-hmm.
And I started learning from him in those days. But my conventional business gets fairly active in the summer, and I lost contact with him, and I was a bit embarrassed that I needed to go back to first principles. So, because I'd forgotten what he'd taught me. Anyway, I suppose it was January last year, um, 2012. I noticed that on his Skype header, he'd put a new URL. So I
Uh-huh.
did contact him, and he was starting a new venture then with Paul
Mm-hmm.
Birdsall.
Yep.
And I rejoined and I started, and I worked fairly hard at what we were being taught then,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gone from there. And I've come through to Paul actually instigating the Academy of Online Success.
Well, tell us now with that great segue. You've been, first of all, in the home business market for a long time. You've done things the old-fashioned way with the telephone and the personal meetings and the hotel meetings. Then you've done a number of things where you've been online. What is, how are you taking what is being taught inside of the academy? How is it helping you be a better marketer? How is it, you said it's hard work to take people to physical meetings. It's also hard work to get online and be new and learn how to drive traffic and capture those names and follow up with people. How's the academy made you a better online marketer?
I think it's because it's putting everything there in one place for you to find. Now, having said that, if you buy the boot camp and list mastery, there is
Mm-hmm.
so much information there that I believe it's nearly overwhelming. And the bit that's really helping me is no doubt the Dean's List,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
The 30-day
the 30
challenge,
day
Dean's List.
challenge.
Yeah.
It's okay, $100 a month, but especially for people who are short on time, I think it puts it into a nutshell and tells you what to do each day. But even more important, it's got it starts each day with a mindset video,
Mm-hmm.
and then a motivational video, and then a little video on what the day's activities should aim for. Um, Now, in most cases, if those three videos, you will be able to watch those within 20 minutes.
Right.
Day two, you can't because the first video, the mindset video by Paul for that is 29 minutes. And that is a very, very important video to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I believe people should watch it several times. Um,
Yes, and you have it. You can watch it. It's
Time
nice
and
that
time again, yes.
exactly, exactly.
Um, and this whole business is about getting your mindset right.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Why do you mean by that? Because I think a lot of people think, no, it's not. The whole business is about learning tactics of marketing, and then I just go and do those tactics, and then I should make money. What do you mean this mindset
right.
business is important?
If you're just going to make money and go and do things, if something doesn't work, what's going to happen to you? Are you going to give up and go away?
Uh-huh.
I mean, having your mindset, knowing where your goal is of utmost importance. My
That's right.
goal is to be making $50,000 a month online by December this year.
I like that
I
goal.
have no doubt that I will get there. But it's not the end goal because
Mm-hmm.
it means helping a lot of people and going on forward from there. And of course, if you take the plan we've just seen, it will gather momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And
It certainly
so
does.
it's having the mindset. Now, the three-step funnel that Paul has created for us
Mm-hmm.
is absolutely fantastic. It's been running, I should have checked this, I suppose about 20 days, is it now? 21 days? Might be a
Since we
bit,
released the three step, has it
yeah,
been
the
that
three
long?
step. I can't, it must
Yeah,
be
I
about
guess.
20
Yeah,
days.
right. I think
Um,
that sounds right. About 2 weeks.
and I think I'm at 183 people have come into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's very attractive, isn't it? Now, I
it
recommend everybody, if you haven't seen it, just get with the person who invited you to this webinar, and they'll show it to you.
but I've been stuck at 182 for 2 or 3 days. You know,
So you're
well,
you're going, what's going on?
what's going on? Back at the beginning of last week, uh, they were piling in at a high rate. Um, I mean, 20 a day sort of touch for 3 days. But of course, it depends what advertising and what you've been doing to make it happen.
Right. And
Um,
you do free advertising as well as paid advertising, right?
oh yes, I do free advertising. I've got Craigslist. I do advertising on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Videos,
I've got about
blogs.
40 odd videos out there. I've got 40 e-zine articles, um, all done with keyword research. Um,
Very good.
I've got my blog out there, and I'm recording this, and I will send it out as a blog
Mm-hmm.
later today. But for instance, yesterday I was up at 4:30 in the morning and driving down to Southampton. Um, and by the time I picked up the people I'd gone to pick up and taken them home, I was pretty tired last night. And
Mm-hmm.
I think in I think I did manage one set of advertising on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, just a
It's
quickie
it's
through.
good to do something every day, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was in such a comatose thing. I presume I did it correctly because it's only a cut and paste anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
it. Oh, and I think I just visited Craigslist and there was some needed renewal because
Mm-hmm.
Craigslist's a great thing. Once you've got them there,
It is.
you
It,
just
it you
you
just have
just
to know what you're
visited
doing,
every
right?
now and again, and that's it. So I like solo ads, and I've been trying a few different ones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've found someone who seems to be very successful for me, and I shall be
Terrific.
placing another one there this coming week. Um, I have also got some banner advertising systems outside of the academy as well, but they're
Mm-hmm.
all targeted to get leads to my 3-step funnel at the moment.
Well, you're doing really well, Roger. I like hearing what you're doing. I like you sharing what you're doing because it's I mean, starting with the mindset is you are so right that it is important to have the right mindset. And then your examples you're giving are of these different advertising methodologies, if you will, and there are just picking on one of them. For example, we teach or we provide access to inside of the academy dozens and dozens of different solo ad resources, and we change those around. And different ads at different solo ad providers, for example, the different headlines you use, are going to give different results. So if I send the same body to the same list that you send, um, but I have a different headline, our results will be different from each other. Now, having the wrong mindset might make me think, oh, well, Roger's smarter than I am, or Roger used tricks that I don't know. I'm frustrated. I want to quit because my results weren't as good as Roger's results.
I'll, I'll,
And right, that's the kind of thing you're talking about is people who don't have the right
partially,
mindset. Well,
yes, I'd agree mindset there, but something even more important on mindset. Going back in my previous networking things,
mm-hmm,
I had to know the nitty gritty of everything before I would market it. I had to know exactly how everything worked. And of course, in the marketplace, everything's changing the whole time. So you never actually get to a point where everything's perfect anyway. And
Right.
it's not
Right.
until you get to that mindset that you realise that there's only one thing to do: just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact you haven't got all the answers at this stage doesn't really matter.
Right.
Because if
That's
you
right.
put your message out to someone and you put it out badly, or what you think is badly and not as you were taught to do it, but the person you gave it to is looking for something and just sees you as human or something and decides to join you, it doesn't matter whether you got the message right or wrong. They will
Mm-hmm.
join you and they will
That's
do
right.
it.
That's right.
So
And
it boils down, and I tend to use this, and if people have been looking at my YouTubes, I've certainly got one YouTube that says, just do it.
mm-hmm.
And I think this is of the utmost importance.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I agree.
the
And
fact,
we have a founder here, and our principal instructor inside of the academy, Paul, who isn't our only instructor, but he's clearly our principal instructor, who has made over $1 million a year consistently online, and we so that should give us the confidence to be able to say, well, of course I should just do it because that's what he just did, and I know the results he's had, so I'm going to follow in these footsteps that are being laid out for me to get started, not needing to rack up $100,000 of credit card debt like he did way back when, 12 years ago when he was starting. All I need to do is spend my $25 to get in the door and start learning from the things he's learned that he's teaching us, and he's not holding any things back. So it should give people the confidence to just do it and move forward. Now, you brought another thing to mind when you were talking about that to me, Roger, which is, we are a new company. We're only we we launched in the middle of April, and here we are at the end of May. So coming up on 6 weeks, right?
yeah,
And I often hear people say, "Ah, oh, if I'd only been in such and such a company when they were new, if I had only been in such and such a business when it launched, if I had only bought Microsoft stock back in the early 90s." It's always the what if I could, what if, gee, I wish kind of thing. So anybody who's out there watching this, sitting on the fence and going, gee, I wish, well, here it is. Here's your wish. We're just getting going. The academy is just taking off. This is the ground floor opportunity that you've been looking for, and you see people like myself and Roger who are taking advantage of the training and putting it to use. And Roger, I've noticed that you've been making some money. I've noticed. So tell me about how you think the opportunity structure works for people who join us and become an affiliate as opposed to just take advantage of the products. Is it good? This pass up thing, is that good?
I
Or is
think
that
it's a
bad?
brilliant idea. Um, the only thing is, one of my best people's been passed up to Chase, and he doesn't really need the help. But he's done so much for me in getting me to get my mindset right that
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really matter because
Right.
it swings and roundabouts.
That's right.
I,
You'll have people
y-
passing their best person up to you and
yeah,
on and on and on.
they're coming. People are joining from all over the world. In fact, I had an email today from someone saying, "I'm a poor man. So was I when I started. So what? The system's there. The basic system's
Yep.
free. Make it work for you." Um,
Mm-hmm.
but the truth of the matter is, you've got to pay for your autoresponder,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because you could never keep up with all the work. If you had to send out the emails manually,
Oh, it'd be impossible to be.
I, I mean, I
Fully
signed into one of your things the other day to have a look, so I now get all your letters. I,
good. I hope they help you.
yeah, I mean, I noticed some similarities with some of mine, funnily
Mm-hmm.
enough, but this is all part of the game. You look and see, and you take a bit there and a bit there, and you then try something and see if yours does better.
Right.
On the whole, what Paul's put out for us works pretty well on itself. Um,
It does. Yes. And then, but I really like the fact that, you always hear, which is silly for us to even be thinking about it for our company, but even for a company that's been around for 50 years, people are always saying, oh, it's been around for 50 years, it's saturated. That's not going to work. But there is really no such thing. And especially here at the Academy, where we teach people how to create their own capture pages. I mean, you could never be saturated with people having their own personalized capture page like we teach people to make.
there are always going to be people looking for an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in its looking for the way to make it work, how to make the internet work for you. And I believe that's what the Academy of Online Success is doing. And it and yes, the $25 product is so much information. It's difficult to understand, and that's why I say to people, you've got to look at the Dean's List, and you should be looking at doing it for a minimum of 90 days,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
because you've got to go round and round, and after the 90 days, on your fourth time round on it, you're going to be saying, now I don't actually want to do that on that day because I prefer doing this. And if you're into pay-per-click, you'll do more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it might be that you like videos, doing videos. I rather like videos because once you've got them up there, um, they're there forever, or until, or
Yeah.
until
They're,
you get
they're
booted out by YouTube if they're being nasty to you. But I'm just
lots of free ways of driving traffic. I know people who are inside the academy and all they do is generate leads on Facebook for free. And that's how they build their business. And they get lots of leads and sales and very successful. They're
yeah,
just
and
there's so many different
I
ways.
sell products to them to do that. Uh, and something I got from because when it comes to blogging, Empire Network and Mike Hobbs is one of the best trainers I've come across on that, and I learnt a lot from him on how
Mm-hmm.
to blog. Um, and that, after 6 months, is starting to generate of its own accord. I
It
don't
does,
even
yes.
understand how it does it, but it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
I, as you know, because I've asked you for some of the things, that my web page is totally Academy of Online Success look
Mm-hmm.
now, though it's on their system,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and it brings
So
people in. And
so
I will,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
when this is finished, I will put this webinar recording onto that and blast it out to the world.
Onto your blog. Yeah,
Yeah.
very smart. So tell me a little bit more about your goals. What are you going to what is it that drives you to want to make the significant income that you talked about earlier from these online ventures? What are you going to do with the money?
Replace my savings I lost through the financial crash of 2008.
Uh-huh. A lot of
Uh,
people lost a lot of money and
yeah,
jobs and whatnot.
I had been setting up with a view to retiring in about 2010, and unfortunately I've not been able to. I've had to carry on with my other business, which is an airport transfer taxi business. Um, and that's the great thing about this is I can fit it in. If I have days when I can do 8 hours on doing videos and things, I will do that.
Mm-hmm.
There were certainly periods last year when that's what I did. Um,
Yep, total flexibility.
and once they're up there, when I'm out driving wherever, today I've been up to Manchester. Uh, it it's working for me while I'm doing whatever else I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or if I'm out fishing or whatever, it hopefully is still making me money.
Yep,
But I need to
it's
recover a lot of money from my that I lost through the recession,
mm-hmm.
um, and get back so we can enjoy life again.
Well, I think you're going to be able to do that with this. You're going to not only replace what you lost, but you're going to be able to have a lot more security and control over your own financial future, your own situation. So it's been really great having you on, Roger. Thank
Uh,
you for this.
Thank you for inviting me along,
Yeah,
um, and thank you
absolutely.
for doing it at such a sensible time. I must admit, your normal time is 2 in the morning, 2 till 3,
It's a
and
little
I
difficult
often
for you, isn't it?
I often fall asleep during it. Of course, being
Well,
that late,
I don't
uh,
blame you.
um, and of course after that, it takes time to upload and export the video.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I often don't get it out to people till till early the next morning. I
Well,
say
I'm glad
early.
we could do one that was more convenient for you and for the rest of our friends over in the UK and Ireland and Europe and North Africa, the Middle East, and all of those time zones that are ahead of us here in the US. And I would like to again remind people to get back to the person who invited them to this webinar to learn more about the Academy and thank my guest, Roger Bicknell. Thanks, Roger.
Pleasure, Alec. Thank you.
Alec, and this is Alexander Herring signing out for another Academy of Online Success Sunday Night Live.